Well, we're out on another day here, another ride. We're on Highway 170 out here going along the Rio Grande River heading towards Presidio. We're heading west. They got a little highway cut here. They say watch for fallen rocks. I can't imagine anything falling out of that. My gosh, look at some of those. This is probably not a good place to be sitting. So we've been looking at this awesome canyon right here down on the Rio Grande River. Just beautiful. This road runs through the state park, the Big Bend State Park, not the national park. There's two parks out here. This one's to the west of the national park. It's Big Bend State Park, or Big Bend Ranch State Park. And 170 just follows the Rio Grande right through the park here. Look at this scenery, would you? Beautiful. It's quite a canyon. Pretty deep cut. I'm gonna go take a look at that. I have to park on a big old hill again. Whoo! It's windy up here, but my word, look at that. That's pretty sweet. And down the other side we go here. Let's look at this. This might be a picture right here. This big country here. So you can drive through this park on Highway 170 here, and you don't have to have a park permit to pass through. But you can't pull off anywhere. You got to have a permit to stop at any of the attractions or any of the campgrounds or river accesses. Requires a park permit. And I didn't buy one this morning. I didn't understand how all this worked. I thought there would be you'd drive up to a regular park entrance and pay them as you came in, but it doesn't work that way. You got to pull off at the visitor center, go in there and get your permit, or you can just pass on through. If I find something really cool I want to go see here, when we get to Presidio at the other end of the park, I'll buy the permit there, and when I come back through this way, I can go into them places. I believe it's about 50 miles there between towns. Presidio on the west, and I don't remember, La Junta or something on the east end of this highway. The east end of the park, west end of the park's about 50 miles. You might see a woolly booger or something jump out in the road here. I got to see a black bear yesterday. About scared me to death. I was right on him before I saw him. He was on the edge of the road, and I was right there on just about stopped in the road, and looked over, and hell, there's a bear standing there looking at me. Oh, time to go. So I proceeded to move along. I didn't stick around and discuss anything with him. I was in quite a hurry. There's a big rock slide where the canyon wall gave way and all that debris came down. You can see it looks like a waterfall, but it's just rocks that came down. You can see the fresh place there on top where it broke away from. I bet that was something to see. Well, we made it to Presidio, and they've got an old fort here called Fort Leaton that I was wanting to look at, and I think we can walk around inside of it. But it's an old one. We're inside the fort here, and just kind of looking at the way they got this thing put together. Here's a wall inside that shows how this thing was built. Mud bricks. Walls. And then on the outside they got it all smoothed over with mud. Kind of a mud plaster. Here we are in another part. You can see the bricks, and then you can see where they had it plastered over up here. And looks like they even had it painted at some point. But most of that's fallen off and just exposed the adobe bricks again. Here's a little fireplace they had. I'm not sure how the chimney worked. And here's some area on the inside the fort. Probably had livestock in here, and that's a very large hay wagon if that's what it is. Look at the wheels on that thing. Of course, back in them days, that far back, they didn't have, I mean, that's pretty simple technology right there. Holy crap, look at this thing. That's a chunk of wood. It's put together with dowels. Holes and dowels pinned together with dowels. You'd need 50 oxen to pull that thing. 20 of them just to hold the tongue up. So this is the old corral here. And there's the gates. One set of gates. This is was the blacksmith shop. Looks like it's got the original, some of the original construction going on here, and a bunch of old blacksmith tools they found. And there's the old forge. They could make their horseshoes and their wrought iron and stuff. Yeah, here's a nice little spot along the Rio Grande here on our trip. Nice. It's a place I want to stop at on the way back to the mobile fort, the mobile headquarters this evening. Here on the Rio Grande, we're gonna stop and look at a canyon. It's called Closed Canyon. Closed Canyon, I think. Saw those guys earlier. We'll take a walk into that. It's a really tall canyon, a real narrow slot. Some little river or something cut it going into the Rio Grande. We'll check that out. Colorado Canyon River access. Oh yeah. I mean, we're right on the river. So here comes the Rio Grande. They got a little white water right here. Pretty neat. We'll head on down the road and try to find this closed canyon. I found the trailhead, the closed canyon trailhead, after I drove right by it. And right there is the slot, the canyon slot. We can trail take us right up into that. Here's the entrance. Got some folks heading in. It's a pretty deep cut into that. I think it goes all the way through the top of the mountain here and off the other side. We'll go check it out. This is quite a slot, without a doubt. Well, it makes a bend and just keeps it going. Well, she's plugged off. Got a big drop, and I'm afraid if I go off of it, I won't be able to get back up. But I believe the Rio Grande is just right out the other side there. It's a long ways through here.